War is the utmost extreme human-made disaster on Earth, and it's also the most uncontrollable geopolitical issue that changes history and the way we think and live. In the 20th century, World War I and World War II did this precisely, but it also paved the way for the emergence of a plethora of new art and culture. Artists and their art reflect the time they live, and the post-war period saw art movements emerge during the 1920s such as Surrealism following World War I and lyrical abstraction and abstract expressionism in the 1940s following World War II in France and America respectively. In Asia, we also saw WWI, a Japanese avant-garde art group formed in 1954, and the Dansekwa movement following the Korean War. There were also some cross-cultural art movements such as the Punto International Art Movement in Milan founded by Chinese artist Xiao Qin. In recent years, post-war artists have become highly sought after in the Asian market, with these artists' market value being rediscovered and rising significantly, while the trend seems to continue to move upward. Post-war artist Pierre Soulage's work consistently sell for record prices, and according to ArtNet, last year 92% of Mathew's auction lots sold, which is an exponential increase from the year 2000, which saw only 52% of lots hammered. In the past decade, Sotheby's Hong Kong has championed the 20th century modern art and post-war art sale in Asia. The key man orchestrating this is Felix Kwok, head of modern art at Sotheby's, and Collect is very privileged to have special access to Sotheby's preview in K11 Musea to speak with the man himself. Hi Felix, thank you for having us at your preview. Can you introduce to us the concept of post-war art and why it's so unique?
Yeah, for sure. Post-war art, it's the most spectacular chapter in the history of art. From 1945, after World War II, till the 1990s, the end of the Cold War. Abstraction has become the most important artistic language across the globe. For artists from China, Japan, Korea, to artists in France, America, and the United Kingdom, they are all devoted in creating a new international language in the art world. So I would say this is the real melting pot in the modern history across every country, that the elite artists from all around the world have been very committed in creating a totally new language. That's why post-war art is closely associated to abstraction, and it becomes such a most spectacular chapter in the modern history of art.
I see. I love abstract art. Is it true that post-war art is still undervalued compared to contemporary art?
Indeed. In the many past decades, people have been paying attention on French abstraction and the American abstraction. But for the recent decades, since the attention of our Asian collectors have been paying attention on Asian masters, so the market has been very energetic and very robust, not only in the Western abstraction, but at the same time on the Asian abstraction as well. That's why in the past 2 or 3 decades, we have been seeing the soaring results of WWI, Chun, Xiao Qin, and more Asian masters in the market, not only in China, Japan, Korea, but also in Southeast Asia.
I know that the late GeorgesMathew was really respected by the WWI artists. You know, he's acclaimed as the father of the lyrical abstraction movement and the greater trend of informalism in post-World War II Paris. What can we expect from his works this season?
GeorgesMathew is undoubtedly the most important abstract masters during the post-war era. He not only invented lyrical abstractions for France, he introduced American abstract expressionism to the European continent, and at the same time, he has so much inspiration to the WWI group of Japan, and let alone that his friendship with the Chinese-French abstract master WWI. So I would say that he is one of the real important icons in the abstract era in the 20th century. And I would say that I'm very honored that we have been promoting GeorgesMathew really well in the past seasons. So this season, we are very proud that we are offering 2 very important GeorgesMathew in our evening sale. One from the 1960s, which is exhibited in Palais de Paved in Avignon, in one of the most important solo exhibitions during his lifetime. And the second piece is from 1980s, which is also a very important masterworks, which featured one of the very important historical moments of the history of France.
With art fairs such as ArtBasel slated to occur in Hong Kong at the end of May, what's your outlook for the rest of the year?
The Asia art market has been always very energetic, robust, and resilient. Though in the past 2.5 years, we have been suffering from the COVID situation and we have lost our physical mobility. But the art market has performed really well and strong with a lot of innovation on the showing platform. So with ArtBasel coming back in this May, I'm sure that it will bring us the mood back on the physical events on art, and I'm sure that it will quickly incorporate with the digital platform that we have invented across auction house, galleries, and art fairs, and it will come back with an even stronger energy.
Tell us some of the highlights in this preview.
In this exhibition, we have selected some of our features of our spring sale, which will take place in late April. So here we have an early introduction from the 1960s, which comes from Jerusalem, which is a very important exhibition that the artist did in Israel in his 1960s, in his early career. And here we have the Chinese-Italian master Xiaoqin's. This is one of my favorite paintings of his entire artistic career from the 1990s. The pink and the red has just expressed his understanding about Zen and the philosophy of life during his mature period. And here we have the Hong Kong ink master, Raymond Fong. And I like this 3-panel, which is done in a very special format, which is very signature in his artistic language. In addition, I think this season we are very honored to present a very important Sobel from his 1960s. Sobel is a Philippine-born Spanish master, which has a very broad career, not only in Philippines, Spain, but also in America. And his international abstraction language has combined not only the American abstract expressionism, but also Asian calligraphy and philosophy. So I think that nowadays people, when they are looking for the internationalized collection across the world, they are paying much more attention on the countries that they have previously may not be so aware of. And I believe that Sobel would be one of the very important names that we would be looking at in the short future.
Right, because it's quite undervalued, right? It's like abstraction is such a strong movement that has spread across the globe, and it's really interesting to see these, Southeast Asian or Chinese artists like making it into their own way and infusing it with their own Eastern traditions.
Indeed, and I would say that the more complicated or more sophisticated the cultural background the artist is, usually they would create the more innovative and creative abstract language, because abstract is usually regarded as a melting pot of international cultures. So the more cultural backgrounds the artists have, the more fascinating the abstract composition and language would be.
Great. Thank you for your time, Felix.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Florence.
So this brings us to the end of our episode. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you'd like to stay updated, don't forget to like and subscribe below. Thanks for watching the Collect channel.